Who are the hardest heroes in Marvel Rivals? So far, there's a total of 41 heroes in this game, but in the next season, there's gonna be 2 additional heroes, which are Angela and Daredevil. So I've been thinking, who are the hardest heroes in Marvel Rivals? So in this video, I compiled 10 heroes that I consider very difficult to play. I tried to get at least 3 heroes for each role, because I don't want this to be like all DPS or something. And also keep in mind that this is not gonna be in particular order. Number 10. Angela. Now Angela has a 4-star difficulty, which I can actually see. Now for those people who are watching this in the future, I'm recording this before Angela is releasing. So now you might be wondering, why do I think Angela is hard if I haven't even played her in the first place? She's not even out yet, so why are you putting it in the video? Based off the videos I've seen of people playing her, she looks very difficult to play. There's a reason why she's a 4-star difficulty. Now for those people who don't know what she does, she's basically a Wolverine but in tank version. Basically what she does is she can just fly around forever and she can kidnap people. So she can kidnap the enemy team and bring it to her teammates. That is essentially her gameplay. It sounds very easy, but it's very hard to execute. The amount of gameplay I've seen where she can just be CC'd while flying, like when you're about to kidnap someone, because you are not really that quick, you can literally just stun her or something and she cannot kidnap anymore. And also, she can also be bursted down very easily because of how massive and thick she is. She's basically as big as Groot. This is why I think she's like very hard to play, because there's so many things that can counter you, and her gameplay is way too much of like a niche so far. Like, you're a kidnapping tank. This might be a hot take though. Maybe when she is out, maybe she's gonna be a lot easier to play. Maybe people will find out how she plays and make her easy, but personally, I think she's difficult to play. Number 9, Psylocke. Now Psylocke has a 5-star difficulty, which I would highly disagree. Now this is coming from someone who actually play a lot of Psylocke. I would personally say I would drop her down to either 4 stars or potentially even 3 stars. But with that being said, she can still be very difficult to play because she's not your ordinary Hela or Hawkeye. She's like a hybrid of she can poke enemies and can also flank enemies. Because I have so many hours on Psylocke, the amount of times I've seen Psylocke players do not have a single clue how to play Psylocke is crazy to me. They have this mindset because they think Psylocke should always be flanking, they're just always flanking. That is not the case. Psylocke is not made to be always flanking. She can be a brawler with your tank. She can be up front hitting tanks, and when you have the opportunity to flank, you will flank. You do not always flank with Psylocke. And the ability management on Psylocke can also be very difficult. The amount of times I've seen people just playing Psylocke and they're running out of dash, so they just die. I see it a lot of times. You need to have a good management on your abilities. You need to always have invisibility or one of your dashes. I also see a lot of people using her ultimate wrong. Or you don't always need to get a triple kill with Psylocke's ult. You know how I use Psylocke ultimate? Literally to force support ultimates. Especially because if I have like a Winter Soldier as my backup DPS, what I do is I force the support ultimates, and when they don't have ultimate, my Winter Soldier will just wipe out everyone. That is how you can use Psylocke's ult. That's why I put Psylocke in this list. Some people might disagree with me, like Psylocke is not that difficult, blah blah blah, which is absolutely fine. You can disagree with me, but personally, I see so many people playing Psylocke wrong. That's why I put her in this list. Number 8 in the list is Invisible Woman. Now Invisible Woman has a 4-star difficulty, which I can agree. You can argue she can be like 3-star, but I can see why she's 4-star. Now for some people, they're probably like, you're stupid, why did you put Invisible Woman in the hardest heroes to play, because she is very straightforward. And to that I'll say, Invisible Woman is very easy to play but hard to master, because someone with 1 hour with Invisible Woman can play her. Like, wow, you can put a shield, wow, you can push people towards you or away from you. But the thing is, if you master Sue, she is extremely better if you know how to play her properly. The amount of things a good Sue player can accomplish is crazy. If there's a Scarlet Witch ulting, push them away. If there's a Wolverine kidnapping, you push them closer so they cannot kidnap. If there's an Iron Man ulting, you can put a shield up so it blocks the damage. Like, there's so many things that you can do with like a really good Invisible Woman, but with someone with low hours viewers on this character, they will not know how to do that. Did you even know that Sue players, they shoot at the feet? Did you guys know that? Because when they shoot at the feet, her primary attack like comes back sooner. But if you shoot like in their middle body, your primary attack there's a chance they will miss the returning healing. Some people might not even know that. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, she is like easy to play, but there's so many mechanics that you can learn from her. That is why she's like hard to master in my opinion. Number 7 in the list is gonna be Magik. Magik being 3-star is kind of crazy to me in my opinion. I would argue she can be 4-star. I feel like I don't need to explain too much why Magik is here because it's kind of easy to tell. First of all, if your positioning is bad with Magik, you're dead. If you do not know how to combo with Magik, you're dead. If you do not know how to manage your abilities, you're dead. Like, there's so many mistakes that you can do with Magik. If you do not do them correctly, you're just gone. You need to do the right combos and the right timing. Her ult, like, did you guys know that her ult can one-shot someone who's inside an ultimate, by the way? Like, if like Invisible Woman is inside her ult, you can kill her with Magik when you're ulting, by the way. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure you can also kill Luna Snow when she's ulting with Magik. So there's so many things that you can figure out. There's so many like mechanics that you need to learn with Magik to be like a fully master Magik. Number 6, Groot. Groot being 2-star. What are they smoking? Groot is one of those characters kind of like Invisible Woman, where they're easy to play but hard to master. Now, hear me out. Just because his gameplay can put walls, wow, you have a small wall, wow, you have a bigger wall, it doesn't mean he's easy to play, okay? The amount of Groot players I see that are so dog water because they do not know how to put the walls properly, it's like irritating. It's actually irritating. You can tell if a Groot player is like really good or really bad just from the way they put their walls, by the way. A really good Groot players, they're like so confident. They're like walking up, they're not scared to die, they know how to use the walls correctly. A bad Groot, they're like, I'm gonna put the wall up because I don't want to get damaged. Like, you can tell this guy is so straightforward with his abilities, but he is extremely difficult to play in my opinion. I think he can be up there. Like, 2-star difficulty is kind of crazy to me. Number 5 on the list is gonna be Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock being 3-star difficulty, I would argue it can be 4-star even. Now, same thing with Groot, very straightforward abilities. You can soulbind, you can heal AoE, you can res your teammates. I can definitely tell you, you can play Adam Warlock even if you have less than an hour with this character. But the problem is, there's gonna be a big difference between a 1-hour Adam Warlock and like a 50-hour Adam Warlock. The difference between that is so crazy because good Adam Warlocks, they know when to use their soulbound properly, like when is the right time to use it, when is the right time to heal. Keep in mind, you need to land the headshots so you can reduce your cooldown with your abilities. And mind you, he doesn't have any mobility. He doesn't have like Jeff where he can go underneath. He doesn't have Rocket Raccoon, a mobile ability. He's just standing there. And which is kind of ironic, mind you. I need to crash out really quick. Adam Warlock can fly in the lore, by the way. Adam Warlock can fly in the lore, but somehow he doesn't have any mobility in the game. I'm gonna crash out. No. I need to talk about something else. This is a side tangent. But yeah, talking about the difficulty, this guy is... some people don't even know how to res properly. They just res right in the middle when everyone is looking at them. Did you guys know that you can literally res so far away, and then you just need to walk towards your dead teammates and you can res them? Probably some of you don't even know that. Next up in the list is Black Panther. Black Panther being 4-star difficulty, I can see it. Honestly, hot take, I would even argue it's 5-star difficulty. Now, I've seen a lot of people. I've been reading a lot of like Reddit because I do a lot of research usually before I make this type of videos. I do a lot of research what other people think. And I saw so many comments of people saying Black Panther is not even that difficult. I think that's blasphemy. Yes, I get it. You spear, you dash. You spear, you dash. I get it. Very straightforward gameplay. But he is difficult to play. Stop coping. You do realize as soon as he misses dash, he's dead. No, seriously, he's dead. And you could argue, it's not even hard to land your dash and hitting your marks is so easy because of the massive AoE. In hindsight, yes, the AoE, you can hit a lot of people with it. But the thing is, if people are moving constantly, and mind you, in game, it can be very chaotic, there's a very high chance of you missing your dash. And there's a really big difference between like a 5-hour Black Panther and like a 50 hours Black Panther. A 50-hour Black Panther, bro, in a blink of an eye, you're dead. You need to be quick with this guy. Like, you need to have very good reaction time. You need to learn your combos. Like, there's so many things you need to learn with this character. Number 3 in the list is gonna be Hulk. Hulk being 4-star difficulty, honestly, pretty valid. Hulk is, in my opinion, the hardest tank to play. Like, there's no doubt about it. The amount of combo potential that you can do with his ultimate, mind you, there's so many Hulks that I've seen, they have no idea how to use his ultimate. Like, it is crazy high. Did you know that you can juggle? Like, you can juggle permanently with your ultimate, by the way. Like, I've seen some clips where people are just juggling someone in the air and they just cannot move. How do you do this? Like, how do you do this? They also know how to somehow position themselves really well all the time. Like, this guy, every time I play this guy, I jump in, I die. But a really good Hulk, they jump in, somehow they're immortal. How is that happening, bro? We're playing the same character, like, how? They can also just be very annoying, and I've seen so many Hulk players dealing with flyers. Yes, a really good Hulk can deal with a flyer. Like, you would not expect Hulk to be dealing with flyers, but because they know what they're doing, they're countering flyers. Next up in the list is gonna be Loki. Now, Loki is a 4-star difficulty, which also is valid. I would say Loki is definitely one of the hardest, maybe even the hardest support to play. Now, same thing with the other characters. Very straightforward. You can put clones, you can put a lamp, you can teleport, you can invisible. Very straightforward, right? But again, same thing as the other characters that I've mentioned in here. There's a really big difference between someone who's like kind of new to Loki and someone who's like an expert with Loki. A really good Loki, they know how to position their clones. They know when to teleport. They always have like a backup clone to put the little lamp. They know who to copy. Mind you, with Loki's ultimate, you need to know basically most of the characters in this game because you need to copy them. If you do not know how to play most of the characters in this game, your ultimate will be useless. A beginner Loki will just always copy their supports, which is like, you know, the standard play with Loki. But a really good Loki can literally copy anyone and they know how to play it. Dude, I will never forget this, but there was a Loki in my team. We did not have a Magneto, okay? But the enemy team has a Magneto. And there was a Punisher ulting. The Loki copied their Magneto, ate the Punisher ult, and threw it at him. That's crazy to me. Dude, it sounds so simple, but in the moment, you would argue a bad Loki player will just go invis, they will put a lamp, or potentially they will copy their supports to like try to save his teammate. But this guy took Magneto and just ate the Punisher. That is just more insane to me. That is just insane. And of course, number 1 is gonna be Spider-Man. Now, I wouldn't say Spider-Man is the hardest character to play. I just put him number 1 because, you know, it's like the most obvious one. But I would definitely say though, he's definitely hard to play. I mean, just think about it like this. There's so many Lord Spider-Man players out there, and there's still dog water. That is just saying how much difficulty this guy has. Keep in mind, he's also not even doing that good in this current season. So in the meta, he's already not doing very good. You can still make him work if you're really good with him, but there's just easier characters to play that has a lot more impact nowadays. His time to kill is also kind of just slow in my opinion nowadays. Keep in mind, I love playing dive characters. I think dive characters are the most fun heroes for me. I can play Black Panther decently. I can play Psylocke. I can even play Iron Fist. Spider-Man, no clue how to play this guy. No clue. This is coming from someone who plays dive characters in every game, by the way. In Overwatch, I play Genji. The mechanical skills you need to have with this character is insanely high. And again, I cannot stress this enough. Our Lord Spider-Man is still dog water. I mean, that is just crazy to me. So guys, do you guys agree with my list over here? Comment down below if you guys agree with me or not. But of course, keep in mind that difficulty is very subjective. This is definitely highly dependent on the player. Maybe some players find, I don't know, Hela very difficult, or Black Widow very difficult. So do not take this personally. This is just my opinion. But let me know down in the comments below, who do you guys find the hardest hero to play? So that's it for today guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. See you everybody.